News 8 at 6 starts now.
Right now at 6 o'clock, more than 24 hours after the fire started, crews are pouring water on parts of the Walmart distribution center in Plainfield. That effort is expected to go on into the night and into tomorrow morning. This video shows part of the building collapsing. You can see an outside wall falling into parked semi-trailers and thick black smoke pouring into the sky, what started the fire and what's next for the hundreds of employees who will now have to find a new place to work. Our live team coverage begins tonight with Garrett Bergquist.
Firefighters have been rotating in and out all day to knock down those hot spots. They're still working on them right now. You can see that area that you're referencing where the wall collapsed. There are firefighters up there. That particular part of the building, they've been hosing them down all day, whether the building itself or some of the semi-trailers parked outside. I've seen firefighters from Avon, Carmel, Zionsville, airport firefighters are here, as well as obviously the Plainfield Fire Territory, which has jurisdiction here. Now, firefighters still say it probably won't be safe for investigators to enter until at least tomorrow, and it could be days or weeks before we know the cause. And one battalion chief told me about the conditions they face in knocking down these hot spots.
Just a lot of time on our feet, a lot of movement, repetitive movement and stuff, and then the time just weighs on you. Even though people think you're just throwing water, it does take a lot of effort and a lot of time to get everything set up, as well as break it all down and get your apparatus back in service, because they're doing it on a rotational basis.
So these firefighters will continue to rotate on and off about 4 to 6 hours at a time, and once they're done, the ATF will have the primary, will lead the investigation into what caused this fire. Live in Plainfield, Garrett Bergquist, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
All right, Garrett, thank you very much. Well, the town manager of Plainfield issued a statement this afternoon saying the town of Plainfield would like to commend the plans and efforts of Walmart and fire personnel for assuring that we maintained safety of life first and foremost. The number of agencies who have and are still assisting our local fire territory with this effort is overwhelming. Now, our live team coverage of the fire continues. News 8's Camila Fernandez spoke to 2 employees that were inside the building, Camila, when the flames broke out. What did they tell you?
Today I spoke with 2 employees who tell me they are grateful to have made it out safely. They were out here earlier today ready to pick up their car and other personal belongings.
My teamwork are safe and I'm happy for that.
How this blaze got started still isn't clear, but luckily all 1,000 employees at this Walmart distribution center made it out safely. Some employees tell me a lot of it is thanks to some emergency training they had just a few days before the fire.
We thought it was another training until we were out and we saw the black smoke coming out from the roof.
We didn't see smoke when we were outside, and then when we heard the noise, which was like a crisp explosion, that's when we got scared and we all started running.
Daniel Harris moved from Venezuela to Indiana 2 years ago before starting his job in Walmart. He says he was on the 2nd floor when he smelled smoke, but he's not sure what started it.
There is an area that is specifically for keeping chemicals and products related to chemicals, and that area is always safeguarded. And obviously, I feel like it was the one that affected it the most.
Mario Romero says he was on the 1st floor, so he was able to get out a lot more quickly. Romero says they still have a job despite the loss, and that right now they're just waiting.
They told us they would try to move us different workplaces from Walmart.
These are things that happen, and you have to face them with the best attitude, with the best course of action of each one, and you have to keep in mind that the future will be better.
Some employees tell me they live 30 to 40 minutes away from here, but they got the help they needed. They also told me that the company has been in communication. Reporting in Plainfield, Camila Fernandez, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Camila, thank you. Yeah, with 1,000 employees and a huge warehouse fire that's still burning, we turn now to iTeammate for a look at the impact on the Plainfield economy. iTeammate's Richard Essex is working this story for us.
In 2014, for the grand opening of this building, they brought out then Governor Mike Pence, and he talked about the economic impact of this building. 1,000 jobs, 1 million square feet of warehouse space, and property taxes. But where are the property taxes going? you may be surprised. Walmart does not own this building. An employee at Duke Realty, an Indianapolis real estate investment company, confirmed to iTeam8 that they leased the building to Walmart. I'm told it is company policy at Duke to not discuss the terms of the lease or any financial information. I did find the property tax records for this building at the Hendricks County Courthouse. The county auditor, Nancy Marsh, told me that the assessed value of the property is just over $53 million. But when the building was under construction, Hendricks County officials gave the property owners a 10-year tax break called an abatement, which equates to a $15 million tax break for the 2022 tax year. The remaining tax bill left to be paid, just over $1 million this year. However, the county as a whole will not see a dime of that money. The property taxes for this building and several surrounding it are in a TIF district, which means the property taxes stay in a designated area and pay for infrastructure like roads, water, and sewer. TIF districts are typically used as a subsidy to encourage redevelopment of an area. In most TIF districts, the money does not cover police and fire services. I called the city of Plainfield and stopped by City Hall to get an explanation. The city of Plainfield spokesperson refused to answer any of my questions or make anyone from the city available for an interview. As for the income taxes for the 1,000 employees at this facility, unless they live in Hendricks County, their tax dollars go to their county of residence and not into the Hendricks County economy. I have reached out to Walmart corporate to see what their next steps are. They have not responded. In Plainfield, Richard Essex, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
All right, Richard, thank you very much. Well, our Storm Track 8 team has been watching that plume of smoke. As we told you yesterday, we were able to see it on radar. Meteorologist Tara Hastings has been watching it closely. Where's it headed now, Tara?
Yeah, well, we're beginning to see that smoke kind of dissipate a little bit here on radar, but this is what it looked like yesterday, and you could see that plume from Plainfield, Hendricks County, all the way up to about Kokomo. That's about 70 or so miles. This is right around 7 o'clock. That plume reached all the way farther northward. And if you noticed during the day yesterday, you could kind of see where that plume kind of went up and then it stopped and then kind of spread out. That's because we had a temperature inversion. Normally, temperatures decrease or with height or get colder as you move farther up in the atmosphere. You could think a little bit more about how we have snow caps on the mountains, right? But we had a batch of warmer air aloft. It kind of acted as a cap or a lid. So here's a picture where you could see that smoke plume. It kind of stopped and then spread out, kind of like a bit of a pancake here, once it hit that warmer air and that lid. So we continue to see that spreading, and that's one of the reasons why, too, we saw a lot of that smoke moving so far north, about 70 miles or so, Phil.
Tara, thank you. We've got all of our coverage of the Plainfield fire on our website. Just scan that QR code in the corner of the screen. It will take you to the latest updates on our website, wishtv.com.
All Access Indy Madness. Presented by Donato's Pizza.